All right. Okay. So this video, we're just going to look at applications of derivatives. And nothing new in this video, just connecting some concepts and extra practice. We're just going to do some homework problems from the book. So number 90 says, for the following exercises, describe what the two expressions represent in terms of each of the given situations. Don't forget your units. So the first one is a difference quotient. It's an average rate of change for all of these. That's the answer for all of these. Right? That's the difference, the average rate of change between some value x and some value that is h more or h less, negative h less, h more than x, average rate of change. The slope of the secant line, if you will. And that second value is the derivative, which is again the secant line. As the 2 points get really close together, as h goes to 0, that approximates the slope of the tangent line, the derivative. So average rate of change, instantaneous rate of change. A is average, B is instantaneous. So let's look at number 90. So we're looking at the function p instead of the function f. So for A, it wants us to look at p of x plus h minus p of x all over h, where p of x is the population of a city at time x in years. So this is the average rate of change, average growth rate of that city. And that's all it wants you to say. Okay, so this right here is the average growth rate of the city. And what are our units? So secant line is still a slope. Slope of the secant line, rate of change. These are slopes. Miles per hour, meters per second. These are all examples of slope. Well, we're talking about the population changing. What's the population? Well, that's in people. Every slope should be miles per hour, meters per second, something per something else. So it's the growth rate. So P of X is in people. X is in years. It's going to be people per year. All right. And specifically, it's going to be the average growth rate in peoples per year between year X and H years later. Or you could say between year X and year X plus H. That would also work. Why am I doing this whole video in green? I like green, actually, so that's our answer for part A. Part B wants us to look at P prime of X. And again, A is always going to be average. B is always going to be instantaneous. So that's the growth rate at a specific time. Right? Growth rate, again, in people per year at year X. All right, that's it. And again, if you're stuck looking at units for slope, again, rate of change is slope. Rate is slope. Slope is rise over run. That's y over x. So the units of our slope is always going to be the units of our y value, people, divided by the units of our x value, years. So for this one, that's how you know it's people per year. All right. And you can do the same thing with like all of the ones around here, 91, 92. That's kind of the idea for these ones. Let's also do number 98. Also, this is really a great opportunity. October has not appeared at all in this section, and she is standing on my notes as she so likes to do. So number 98, I'll change the camera eventually. Number 98 is a little bit more involved, I believe. Oh yeah, it's looking at the profit of a company. We'll talk a little bit about average profit. We'll talk a little bit about marginal profit. Tons of great things. All right. Man, October, you are cute. So, suppose the total profit. Oh, she's so cute. Suppose the total profit of a company is P of X $1,000. Make sure to keep those units in mind. When X units of an item are sold, we need to just write that down. Okay. P of X is in thousands of dollars profit. Thousands of dollars when X units are sold. That's very important. Keep that written down. Okay, what does this mean? Average rate of change, slope of the secant line, should be starting to recognize formulas that look like this. That's just the difference in profits divided by the difference in production. Okay, and then that second thing is just saying A has to be between 0 and B. So these have to be positive production levels. And we're saying that B is just going to be the bigger one. Okay, so it's average rate of change. Average rate of change of profits. Between production levels. Saved it. A and B. And again, this is a slope. It's a rate of change. What are the units? Rise over run. So it's going to be in thousands of dollars per unit. In other words, right, average change of profit between these levels of production. In other words, this is an estimate of how much additional profit do we get for every additional unit produced. So this is maybe an even better answer. Estimation of additional profit per extra unit produced. All right. All right, she's kind of got a wacky face, but she's mostly cute. Part B, what is P prime of X? Again, this is very similar to the last example. P prime of X is the instantaneous rate of change. And basically, the whole thing is just, again, the same thing, just instantaneous rate of change. And for the more application sign, P prime of X is what's known as the marginal profit. Marginal profit at a production level of X. Which again, so this is an estimation of the marginal profit. This basically just says, yeah, this is about how much extra money you're going to make if you increase production by 1. So another way of interpreting B, right? For example, if P prime of 2000 equals 1, this says that at a production level of 2000, at a production level of 2000 units, we'd make, this is a big slope. We'd make an additional $1,000, right? This is in thousands of dollars. If we produced an extra unit. And specifically, we'd make an additional $1,000 of profit, not just revenue. That's what, so marginal profit is a big thing. If your marginal profit is positive, then you're going to make extra profit by producing more. If your marginal profit is negative, you're going to lose profit by producing more. So you can look at marginal profit to decide whether you need to increase or decrease production to maximize your profit. All right. So that's a pretty big important topic in like business calculus, which we're not really doing, but I love teaching and I love talking about. Oh, gosh darn it. I hate it when I do this. Look at part C. We just did it basically. All right. I'm not even going to do part C right now. Cause that's exactly it. The answer for part C is $5,000. All right. That means the marginal profit at a production level of 30 is $5,000. So if we make 31 units, we're going to make about $5,000 more. Okay. That's basically what marginal profit is all about. All right, great. That's this video. Good luck. Let me know if you have questions and say goodbye to October.